Here we go, we're going to make some sugar cookies. So we start with some unsalted butter. So that's 2 sticks, or half a pound, or a cup, however you want to measure it. And we're going to soften it a little bit. Okay, so once that's softened, we're going to add some sugar really slow. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a handheld mixer as well. It's a little bit hard to do this by hand. I guess if you have some kids, they can all take turns mixing. Okay, now once that's all incorporated, we're just going to let it whiz for about 2 to 3 minutes so it gets nice and fluffy. Okay, now that we're nice and fluffy, we're going to add 2 eggs, one at a time. And just mix to incorporate them. And now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I like pure vanilla extract. And this is vanilla bean paste, which is great because it's got all these cute little seeds in there. And we're going to incorporate that. So once that's all blended in, we're going to add, this is 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. That's all been sifted. We're going to add it slowly. Dump it out on the floured surface and make it into an oval. And it will all stick to itself. And then we're going to cut it in half and we're going to wrap it in plastic wrap. And let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour before rolling it out. They've been in the fridge for at least an hour. I leave them overnight, then take them out, leave them on the counter for about a half an hour so they soften up a little bit. This is parchment paper. Dust it with a little bit of flour. Also, I use a dampened kitchen towel that I put underneath. It stops everything from sliding. And then we're going to roll it out. And it doesn't matter if it cracks a little, it tends to because it's very dry dough. And it'll go back. The cracks will reseal. And then this one goes on a sheet and it goes into the fridge or the freezer for about a half an hour to an hour to get hard before we cut. After an hour, take it out of the freezer. You take your favorite cookie cutters and you just press. And then you have your nice little snowman. And these are like our favorite cookie cutters. The metal ones are better quality, but this has the perfect shape of the snowman and the kids love it. Put them right on a cookie sheet. They don't really get much bigger when they bake, but I just like to give them a little bit of room for the air to get around them. Now that these have been rolled and cut and put in the freezer for about 5 or 10 minutes so they get a little bit hard, they are ready to go into a 325 oven for about 12 minutes, just until they're slightly golden around the edges. Now they've been in the oven for about 12 minutes. You take them out, see they're slightly golden. These are like a little too golden. This is perfect, and that's perfect. But we're going to ice them anyway, so it's not going to be a big deal. They'll get covered up. Place them on a cooling rack. And then you can store them in an airtight container for, I don't know, we store them for at least a week, sometimes 2.